Okay, we're on Pesachim, Perek Tet, Mishnah, Yud, 10th Mishnah, in the 9th chapter of Pesachim. We're going to continue talking about Korban Pesach, and what happens if Korban Pesach, the animal is either lost, and now we're going to talk about whether it's mixed up. Says the Mishnah, let's say I have two groups, and their Korban Pesach got mixed up. So what do? So I have these two groups, and now I have these two Korban Pesachs, but I don't know whose is whose. They were together, or they're not marked well. So the problem was, of course, as we know, when a group designates a Korban Pesach, so then they have to bring that Korban. It's their Korban Pesach. It's devoted to them. Same thing is true of the other group. You can't bring a Korban Pesach that doesn't belong to you. So what do? So the Mishnah gives the following solution. Each one takes one of the two animals, that one of them has to be their Korban Pesach. Now, what they do is the following. So, and then they switch one person from each group. Okay, so now they have one Korban Pesach, so each one takes a Korban Pesach, each one takes an animal, and then one person goes from one group and goes to the other group. So now they have one person from the wrong group, from the other group, in their group. Like that, color that? Seems clever. Okay, and what do? They say the following. This is what they say. Im shalanu hayahu Pesach hazeh. Yadecha mishuchot mishalcha v'nimet al shalanu. Says, listen, if the Korban Pesach that we have in front of us is ours, then you leave your group and you come to our group. V'im shalcha hu Pesach hazeh. And if it's your Korban Pesach, yadeinu mishuchot mishalanu v'nimnenu al shalcha. Then we abandon ours and we become part of yours. This is what they say. They say to this guy, these guys say to this guy, listen, if this Korban Pesach was our original Korban Pesach, then you you abandon your group and you become part of our group. Okay, you become part of our group, you become purple. But if this Korban Pesach really was from originally the green group and we switched, then you know what? We'll abandon our group and we'll become part of your group, we'll become green. The same thing is true from the green guys to the purple guy. That's what they do. Now, you'll say to yourself, the Bar Tidura says, and the Gemara says, well, why don't they just say, why do they have to switch guys? Why don't they just say, we abandon our possession in this one, you abandon your possession in this one, and then Shalom Yisrael. So the Bar Tidura says, you can't do that. Let me go back to have it the way it was. You can't do that. The reason is simple. He explains the following. He says, V'lo amrinan, we don't say, Yimshechu elu mishalahem b'chol makom shehu, ve'elu mishtahem mishalahem. Okay, they should say, we'll take our hands, we just remove our ownership. Everyone says start from zero. V'yachzeru v'yemanu elu al elu ve'elu al elu. We'll say, we'll start again and say, we'll say, why don't we just say, don't mix the guys up, but start from zero and then say, we'll take this one, you take that one, and Shalom Yisrael. You can't do that. Why? Bishum de amrinan b'braita b'gemara. The Gemara brings a braita that says, the asur li mashech kol b'nei chabura minan pesach. There's a machloket actually in the Gemara, but both opinions hold you're not allowed to abandon ownership of a Pesach, ulahanicho below ba'alim, okay, and to leave it without ownership. So if they say we're going to start again from zero, what they're basically saying is, each Korban Pesach has no owner, we're going to start again. So therefore, in order to solve that problem, what they say is, yes, we have owners, each one does have an owner, but the owners switch groups, so no matter what happens, one person can abandon a group, or the rest of the group can abandon a group. But let's say this originally was the red guys, okay? So what they say, listen, since it belongs to you, we abandoned our ownership, but while they abandoned their ownership, there is still someone who continues to own it. And here there's still someone that continues to own this one. So therefore, the Korban Pesach never becomes ownerless, which is something you're not allowed to do. That's what he says, when one person from one group goes to the other groups, no matter what you say, Ein kan Pesach below Baalim. There is no ownerless Korban Pesach. And that's the solution the Mishnah adds. Mishnah continues, V'chein chamesh chaburot, shel chamisha chamisha. If you have 5 groups of 5, shel asara asara, or 10 groups of 10, moshchim lehem echad mikol chabura b'chabura, v'chein limomrim. So let's say it's not 2 groups, but instead it's 5 groups. And all of the 5 groups, they mix together their Korban Pesach. Okay? So that's a bigger problem. What do you do in this case? So the Mishnah says, you do the exact same thing. You do the exact same thing you did before. You have 5 groups. What you do is, you take one person from each group. One person from each group has to go towards every other group. and I'm not going to do it for all of them. You get the point. Okay, one person from each group, and then they all take one of the 5. Each group takes one of the 5 Korban Pesachs, and they all say, listen, if this one belongs to, and they do it 5 times. If this one belongs to the green group, then you guys become green. If it belongs to the black group, we all become black, etc., etc. And that way, you never have a Korban Pesach that doesn't have an owner. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. And as always, if you have comments or questions, email me here. I got a really lovely comment the other day. Have a good day.